This is wildlife biologist Eric Orr for What's Wild in New Hampshire. I'm at Leavett Park. Leavett Park's in Meredith, and found this fella here at the boat ramp here at Leavett Park. What's your name?
Scott Dutton.
Scott?
Scott Dutton.
All right, Scott. What are you seeing for ice out here?
There's plenty of ice around the shoreline. It goes up to 12 inches, but you really don't want to stay. You really don't want to go out about a mile behind me there, because you are going to get in some tough ice. To the left of me, it's real sketchy. Way out, a fella told us there's like 9 inches, but there's a wheeler already went through.
Wow. He said 1.5 inches in places. So.
Oh yes, that's terrible. I don't know why they're doing that, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a good weekend though.
Yeah,
We're going to have a lot of people going to be out here. I'm actually baited some holes for my grandkids.
Okay, sweet. How many years you been fishing the Derby? It's 43 years now.
A
lot of them.
Well, I'm just turned 70.
All right.
But yeah, I haven't been here for probably 40 years.
Yeah. The last time I fished Leavett Park with my friends from the Londonderry Fishing Game Club, Bill Bushy, he was a disabled Korean War vet in a wheelchair. Colonel Paul Doyne, he was the head of the state police at the time, and Rick Hamlet.
I remember.
You remember Paul?
Doyne, yes, I do.
Well, we were coming off one day. Everybody was swinging wide around the open water. Who didn't? Paul drove us into the open water, but it was a...
I did that right here one year with my granddaughter.
Okay.
We went out, it was beautiful, coming back with a four-wheeler. Came up this ramp, well, probably 100 yards out by where the brook was, and I tell you, if I hadn't put the throttle to it,
wow,
with the chains on, we came out.
Yeah, well, it was a pressure ridge, and there was a big patch of open water. I was just thinking how my best friends over the years have all tried to kill me. Yeah, Paul and Bill and Rick Hamlet. He and Rick and I and Bill owned that Bob house.
You ever heard of Ernie Duffy?
Ernie Duffy, I don't know.
They called him the man in the box.
Okay.
He's the same age as me. He lives up in Thornton.
All right.
So he ran into me over on Long Island one
Yep.
day. He had his head down and he picked it up. I was right there and he apologized, and he gave me a jig that he was using. We started catching fish.
Wow.
So then we came.
You don't happen to have one in your pocket? Could show me, could you?
It's a Roadrunner jig.
Okay,
actually.
Roadrunner jig,
Yellow Roadrunner jig, perch colored.
All right.
And we became friends, and we fished Sandy.
Yeah.
For many years.
Yeah.
And then, as you know, the ice went to crap.
Yeah.
We couldn't get out there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, him and I would go out and we would bait heavy when we'd leave there.
Okay.
And you talk about catching fish in a couple weekends.
Yeah.
Him and I would go out there. I believe one year, him and I at least snapped up 80 trout.
Wow. And right here I can see people are parked on the ice, and you got pretty good, you're out there. Yeah, how far did you go? You just went out right here, right? You didn't?
I just backed down.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd park out there.
I'm going to tell you what, if I was driving out there and this thing went through the ice, they'd find me with my foot on the throttle. Because if my wife would have caught me, I mean, that would be it. You know?
Yep, that's true. Oh yeah. So we got some ice, but some sketchy ice. We're here at Leavett Park. They're saying there's ice that's 8 inches and there's ice that's 1.5 inches. So you got to check the ice. If you're fishing the Derby, you're fishing the big lake, you got to check the ice frequently before you go anywhere. Make sure that it's safe before you get out there. And here comes somebody else off the ice. I think I'm going to wrap it up. This is What's Wild in New Hampshire.